诶，我昨天的有上传呢、
有些东西，有些这种东西，你不来试验场，你根本不会知道。看那个
对啊，
练习者的那个，
那有些技巧训练模式根本就没教，自己玩进阶挑战，他才要用挑战狠狠的教训你，然后你才知道要学。诶、
哦，没有能量，忘记了。
安掐掐不可啊，传等他有更新新的内容再进来好了。
哎呦，哎，能量没算好。
你有在打赤霄啊？
没有啊，天行者
哦，
要打30件哦，而且他的能量耗的比一般玩的时候还快。
是不是插件的关系啊？
应该不是。那最后一只差一点，没打上。
可爱的开头动画。Use online systems. Tavern keeps some optional life features such as sharing and in custom furniture pieces. Would you like to enable it now?
呀，他没死。
Demo. Naruto. Looking for main character. Style urban keeping. Would you fit this? Experience a teaser not present in game. Learn the ropes. Run your tavern for days. Decide how to edit all.
啊，这什么挑战？这根本就是极限。
极限生存。
Welcome to Halflington.
没有，他
Picturesque,
有
eh?
限时
You
啊
must be，here
太
to
困难了。
audition for the protagonist role. Very well. We'll see if you're up for it.
还有我连打
Why don't
三
you
只
take a
三
look
只剑
around?
龙，2分钟还2分半。啊，他那个盾哦，那个护盾根本就不太会回，代表说你要用一条
I
命
do love a
在
tavern,
2分
don't you?
半，
So cozy.
抽
打
三只
三只
剑龙
Way，around the basics.
对，
白痴哦，6v6场上哪有
Too
3只剑龙给你
technical.
打
Can
啦？
you point out
而
a
且你
table?
的那个什
I'll
么，
let
你的
you know
技
if
能
you're
什
off
么
track.
都是正常冷却，然后对方的剑龙也是火力全开，看太困难了，最后差一点。
Find the table. The table.
Oh, that's a relief. You wouldn't believe how many main characters I lose on that one. This next
测
one will be a
试
bit trickier.
就每天上
Can
来
you
玩几
point
场
out
空
a
袭者啊，
patron? That's what I call
先行者。
customers. I just like how fancy it sounds.
Find the patron.
No, that's a staffer. They work here. Staffer again. The uniform is usually a clue. A staffer, yes. Correct. Though in the future, you might refrain from poking strangers. Some find it rude. That's objects and people handled. Shall we see if you can tell the difference between the rooms? Can you locate the storeroom?
Store.
Very good. The storeroom is also a great place to hide from annoying customers. Oh dear, is that an adventurer headed this way? Always a handful, heroes. Why don't you see what he wants? After all, interacting with odd characters is part of the job. Just click on the fellow with the book above his head. As you move to intercept the adventurer, he sweeps his sword from its sheath and slams it into the bar top, rattling the tankards and startling the other patrons. He strikes a valiant pose. Fear not, simple townsfolk. The hero has arrived.
Cut it out. Stop chopping the bar.
He frowns, giving his breastplate a polish with a bar towel.
Excuse me.
Not much of a
May I help
greeting.
you?
In stories, people usually welcome heroes with more grateful bowing. Never mind, I don't have time to educate the help. I have an epic journey to begin, and those usually start with slaying beasties on behalf of some random nobody. He stares expectantly at you. It's awkward. Hello, that would be you. Do you
我们
have
现
a
在护
quest
甲
for me or
护甲
not?
可以升级。
You? Impossible! You're a tavern keeper. You don't even have a sword. Watch this. He yanks his blade out of the bar and takes a
我才
few
是这个
swings.
游戏的主角啊！
Hi-ya! Have at thee! He chops a tankard in half, breathing heavily. You see? This is real main character stuff I'm showing you. And what have you got? An apron? That's all wrong. What kind of story would the bards write about you? The tavern? I don't get it. What would the focus even be? Drinks, food, and entertainment? Designing your own decor? Chatting with customers about their lives? His voice softens, and he looks down at his sword, seeming lost. But what about me? If I'm not the center of attention, what am I supposed to do? I was all prepared for grim one-liners and fighting dragons. Really? I don't have to do any fighting or dungeon crawling? The whole world isn't hinging on my valiant deeds? I could just hang out? He takes his hand off his sword
Yes,
and
just
heaves a
hang
heavy
out.
sigh. He seems relieved. Well, that sounds nice, eh?
Oh.
The thing was weighing on me, if I'm honest. If you need me, I'll be trying out a cozy chair by the fire. You hand him a tankard, and he wanders off to admire the decor, sword sheathed.
欢迎欢迎，请坐。
Situation? Impressive. I thought for sure that would be a disaster. Let's move on. Now, I'd like to see how you handle opening a tavern yourself. Click on the prompt to the right when you're ready. Welcome to the swamp. Sorry, I blew the location budget on that Halflington tavern. I hope you like mud. First things first, it's time to teach you how to teach yourself. Hovering your cursor over things like checklists can bring up helpful tooltips. Why don't you try it? Phenomenal work! You mastered tooltips, and thus the secret to mastering the whole game. Onwards! The tap room is ready, but you're missing a vital piece, the tap. You'll
Tap.
need one to serve drinks. Build one wherever you like. It's that easy. Ready to hire your first staffer?
有。捐的。
Based on those qualifications, are they a friend of yours? Never mind. It's time to buy drinks. The traveling merchant will be here momentarily. Click on him when he arrives.
Buy at least one beverage barrel. Food. Log spider.
Excited to tap that barrel? Select the tap you installed to assign your new beverage to it. That does it for basic necessities. I think you're ready to open for business. Unlock those doors. It's smooth sailing from here. Wait for a patron and your staffer will do the work.
Drink ahoy. Show your first drink.
Dead simple, see? Now,
Eh,
let me
eh.
show you how to make your
哎，
tavern.
怎么样？
work.
哎，那我先休息了。
哦，
看看吧。
好啊。
好，好。
Cozy. Decorating your tavern truly makes it your own. Take this table, for example. It's an empty canvas, ready to transform. You might decorate it with something simple, perhaps place a centerpiece. But why stop there? You can change and tweak every element according to your mood. Ooh, feeling romantic? And you needn't stop at simply decorating. You can design anything you can imagine, piece by piece. Go wild! For now, let's try something simple. Select a piece from the design mode and combine it with the table. You'll have hundreds of options as a tavern keeper, but let's start with 3.
Place a decoration.
That's an interesting choice. Well, there's no accounting for taste. That's enough decorating for now. You know, I think I've found my protagonist. The role is yours if you want it. Go on, run the tavern as you like for a few days. Perhaps you can earn your first tavern star.
得像厕所。是啊。
给我啥给我然后看
Dark Lord steps down. This is just a demo.
You hear a dry, rhythmic clatter approaching the front door of the tavern. Could it be a peddler selling kindling or a shaman's rattlestick? But when the door opens, it's a skeleton standing on the stoop. It shambles in. Its skull swivels, fixing you with a baleful, undead stare. The skeleton's jaw creaks open slowly, the ghastly voice of death spilling forth. Cheers, mate. Dreadful chilly out. You open?
Oh, it? Yes, we open.
Many thanks, many thanks. The name's Cuthbert. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Casper.
Those skulls seem already to grin by default. Somehow the skeleton seems to smile. One off the tap, if you please. I don't drink much, but I enjoy holding the mug and sloshing it around. Find the ritual of it soothing, I suppose. Lifts the spirits, and I could use a bit of that.
Something the matter?
Oh, just having a bit of a mid-death crisis, maybe. Stuck in a rut. You serve the drink. Cuthbert clasps it, tapping his bony fingers against the pewter mug. Truth is, my heart's not in the job anymore. Been starting to wonder, did I become a dungeon henchman because it was what I wanted, or because it was expected of me? I could be missing out on a job I really love.
Nothing wrong picking option. You should change things up.
I want a job where I can chat with people. Something like what you do. Cuthbert sighs, the mournful sound coming from deep in his open ribcage in a way that makes no sense whatsoever. He brings the mug up to his skull and taps the rim against his teeth. In the dungeon, it's always about blocking doors and doing spooky dances. Hardly anyone stops to talk before they knock my skull off with a big hammer.
So why not go get a job like mine?
Skeletons give everybody the willies. Whenever I'm out and about on errands, people run the other way. Even shopkeepers. Makes doing the groceries right difficult. Cuthbert waves his finger bones in a vaguely dismissive gesture. Who would hire an employee that makes their customers squeamish?
I would if they were a hard worker. Oh, 可以招募他哎。
You've talked me into it. I'm headed down to that dungeon right now and turning in me rusty old sword and shield. The afterlife
这有
is
戏
too
哦。
short to waste. Cuthbert slaps a palm against the counter. It makes a sound like a bowl of rocks being thrown at a wall. You're a good sort. You know what? Next time you see me, I'll have an application for you. Boss. He gives a jerky nod and saunters away, whistling liplessly to himself through some mechanism you don't understand.
哎呦，好像成功了哎。
Go away. You what? Hey. Oh, God. Yeah.
I bet that nice skeleton is looking for a new job by now. You should check the new applicants. Maybe he'd like to work here.
Casper.
As a skeleton, some patrons might find Cuthbert a little frightening. Also, he hardly sleeps. But no one's perfect. In fact, when he was alive, he... Oh, never mind. Let's save that story for the full game. Carry on.
To add drinks to the tavern menu, a barrel it into taps.
Seems we're in for a rainy night.
I'm dead. Casper is dead on the outside too. 不能储存。哦，自动。哦，有做完，有点悠哉，休息一下，来看看。